All right, welcome to the practice quiz over Unit 2, Lessons 16 through 21. This, again, is a practice quiz. We saw these formulas in the beginning of this last part of the units here in 16, where we had surface area related with radius and all that kind of stuff, and volume. And the 200, remember, it doubled to 400 here. So all it's asking you to do is put 1 in for r. So this would be 2 pi times 1 squared plus 400 divided by 1. So that shouldn't be there. So this would be 2 pi plus 400. And then you could get a decimal equivalent to that. So it'd be 2 second pi times 400, or plus 400. So 406.28. All right, the next one, now we're putting in 6 for r. So again, it's a cylinder, there's the volume, surface area, so it'll be 2 pi times 6 squared plus 400 divided by 6. There, my brain's going. So I can type this into the calculator just the way it looks right here. It would be 2 second pi times 6 squared, and then plus 400 divided by 6. Answer 292.86. So if the radius is 1, that's a surface area. If the radius is 6, that's a surface area. There is a minimum surface area based on the different radii. And so we're supposed to graph that on the calculator from 0 to 10 in the x direction and 0 to 500 in the y direction. And then we can find it. So I'm going to go to the y equals here, and I have some other things that I need to cancel out. Clear, and type it in, 2 second pi, and then no, it's got to be x squared because there's no r button, and then plus 400 divided by x. Enter. All right, so we'll go to the window key, which is right here, and then 0 to 10, and then 0 to 500. Now, if you put 1 right there, it'll be 500 tick marks. So I'm going to put in 50, which is like 10% of 500. That's kind of my rule of thumb. Hit graph, and there it is. So this would be for all the different radii from 0 to 10. These would be all the different surface areas. We want the minimum surface area. We want that point right there. So you go to second and calculate. And we want minimum, which is number 3. We got to get to the left side because notice it says left boundary right there. So put a mark there. Go to the right side because it says right boundary. And put a mark here. And then we go back and we do the guess. So it's 3.169. So R is equal to 3.169, and that gives me a surface area of 189.3. And that would be centimeters squared, and this would be centimeters. So it says find the radius. So I found the radius. So this is the minimum. Okay, so I found the radius, and then that would be the surface area that matches with it. Number 2, where's the vertical asymptote? You're not allowed to divide by 0. So you just say x minus 2 is equal to 0. What makes that true? X equals 2. So the vertical asymptote is x equals 2. YMPTOTE. So there it is. Number 3, what happens to this equation when x gets larger and larger and larger? So if we do 8 divided by 100, that means it'd be kind of small. If we do 8 divided by 1,000, it'd be even smaller. So it's 8 pizzas divided by a whole bunch of stuff. So we'd say as x increases, as g of x, the output of the function, goes to 0. So we're dividing up the pizzas infinitely many times. Okay, number 4. This is that average cost problem. So it's like $120 to set it up, $4 a thing, $25 to set up, $10 a thing. But this is divided by 2x, which is kind of weird compared to the other ones. Basically, that would be, the 2 would divide into that to make it $12.50, and then 2 would divide into that to make it 5. So it's really $12.50 and 5, but they put a 2 there to kind of throw us off. So we want to do 100 books. So for A, for 100 books, it'd be 120 plus 4 times 100 divided by 100. We're going to get an answer for that. For B, it's going to be 25 plus 10 times 100 divided by 100 times 2. So there we go. So we just got to figure out this answer. So parentheses, very important to put this in parentheses on the top, plus 4 times 100, which is 400. I really didn't need a calculator for that. And then divide it by 100. And that would be $5.20. So it's $5.20 a book is the average cost for company A. Then this one would be parentheses 25 plus, that'd be 1,000, right? And then divided by, well, 2 times 100 here is 200, so I'm just going to divide it by 200 to simplify things. So it's $5, I kind of moved it fast, $5.12.5. So it's actually, for 100 books, it's cheaper to go with company B compared to company A. All right, we're going to rewrite the A of x in the form of a constant plus the remainder over x, and then what's the cost when x becomes really large. So we're just dividing this. So A of x, this is the thing where we can say that A of x can be rewritten this way, 120 plus 4x over x. So x divides into the 120, so you'd say 120 over x. And then you say x divides into 4x, oops, like so. So I'm dividing x into the first thing and dividing x into the second thing. Then we can rewrite this 120 over x is equal to, why do I keep saying equal? Plus 4, because the x's cancel out and I'm left with that. All right, so when x becomes larger and larger and larger, that heads to 0. So what's the lowest average cost? The lowest, if this goes to 0, the lowest average cost is $4. Lowest cost is $4. So by dividing that, I can see that. All right, next one. We're dividing this here, so we get x minus 3 divided into x squared plus 5x plus 2. Now, if you were to graph this, you would want to divide this and write it into its 2 parts. Well, in number 6, that's what I did. I took this right here. Stuck. There we go. I took this right here and divided by this to get this. So that's how you graph it, is basically looking at this and this, both parts. So this is just practice dividing and looking at the remainder. So I said divide this, what's the remainder? So x goes here, x squared minus 3x, correct? Yes. Then we subtract it. When I subtract it here, it's really going to be adding it there, so it's 8x, drop the 2 down, and then I need an 8. So this times this would be 8x minus 24. and then I subtract this, which means I add this, 26. So the remainder is 26. That's an R. Remainder is 26. So you could rewrite this as x plus 8 plus 26 over x minus 3. That would be the same thing as this right there, because the remainder is 26. So now I'm going to use that knowledge to make the graph. I'm going to switch to a different color here so we can see it contrast a little better. Green, I guess. I'd rather use purple, I think. Where'd my purple pen go? I don't know. Where is my purple pen? I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Found it. Found it. It was hiding. There's my purple pen. Let's use that. Okay. So when this is divided out, that is the has to do with an asymptote, and because it's an equation, and that's the equation of a line. That's that diagonal asymptote thing. That's what I have here to label that. So starting at 1 with a slope of 1. So they're starting at 1 with a slope of 1. So it's going to make this diagonal like this. And it's going to go this way. Okay, so there's the diagonal. And then notice, if we go back to this question here, 2 minus 2 is 0, and you can't divide by 0, so x equals 2 is the vertical asymptote. Now I'm going to apply that to this question. How about negative 2? Negative 2 plus 2 would be 0. So, so this is y is equal to x plus 1, that's the diagonal one, and then this one here is equal to negative 2. So negative 2 is the diagonal. Not the diagonal, the vertical one. So the vertical one's this way, the diagonal one's this way. So it's going to be kind of a swooping thing in here and a swooping thing like that. So let's go ahead and type it in here and get some points. Make sure you use parentheses. So it is x squared, so left parenthesis x squared plus 3x minus 9, close the parenthesis, divided by parenthesis x plus 2, close the parenthesis, enter. Yes, yes. Now I'm going to go back to zoom standard because that's what I have here is zoom standard. So I'm going to hit zoom and 6. So it's curved in here, and it's curved over here. My bad, I said it was curved in the wrong two places. So it's curved in those two places. Okay, so now I need, let's see, it looks like it crosses at positive 2, does it? I don't know. No, it doesn't cross, it's close to positive 2. So hit trace, if I type in 2, enter. Oh, 2 would be up a quarter. It's not exactly at 0. So if I go over 2, 1, 2, and up a quarter. So this is how it curves in this area here. And this would be the point 2, 1/4, 2, quarter. Okay. Then it curves in this area here. So I don't know. Let's put in negative 3. Negative 3 is 9. Let's do negative 4. Negative 4 is 2.5. So over negative 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2.5 would be about there. So it's going to curve like so. So there's the graph. And this is over 4, negative 4, up 2.5. So I labeled the vertical asymptote, the diagonal asymptote, and I labeled 2 points so you can see the curve. The asymptote you just put in is dashed. Okay, so now we got 2 solving questions and we're done. Average cost again, that would be like this one here, right? So amount, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of this, right? So just copy that kind of idea. So sweatshirts is $20 to set up. 975 per thing divided by x, and that's going to be cost. They called cost A of x for some reason. So it's a local business, $20, 897, blah, 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 and we want it to be $10. So write the equation. Yes, now, how many do we have to have? So what's x got to be in order for it to be 10? So I do 9, not 9, oh, I messed up. Get out the whiteout here. 20 plus 975x over x has to equal 10. All right, so then I go, ooh, this one has an x, so this one needs an x. Put it on the bottom and the top. Now we do that trick that I've been showing you. The numerator has to equal the numerator. So if the denominators are the same, the numerators are the same. So I do 10x is equal to 9.75x plus 20. I'm going to subtract over, so I'm going to subtract over 975, subtract over 9.75, which is a quarter. 0.25x is equal to 20. So then I got to divide. 20 divided by 0.25 equals 80. So x is equal to 80. So I got to do 80. So if I do 80, then that would be an average of $10 a thing. So we can check our math here, right? We can do 20 plus 975 times 80. Okay, and then if I divide that by 80, I get 10, which is what I want. So 80 shirts, sweatshirts, whatever they are. Okay, last question. Solve. So none of this reading stuff. You just solve it. Okay. So this one has an x plus 4, but it doesn't have. This one needs the 4 plus x. Okay, so now they have each other, and then I can set the numerators equal to each other. 2 times 4 plus x is equal to 10 times 4 minus x. And then what's your Algebra 1 teacher telling you? To multiply, distribute. 8 plus 2x is equal to 40 minus 10x. Is that correct? Yes. So now I'm going to get the x's on the same side. I'm going to add 10x to each side. I get 8 plus 12x is equal to 40. Subtract the 8 over. 12x is equal to 32. Divide by 12. And it's 32 divided by 12. 32 divided by 12 is equal to 2.6 repeating. And that's the answer for x. Awesome. Ta-da!